Telegram.
Oh, fantastic. Hello, stop, and welcome to this week's online edition of Bits Stop. On tonight's show, we've got the most excellent FMV from Silent Hill 2, Stop, plus Speed Devils, Pod 2 Online, and Quake III Arena, Stop. Yes!
But first, here's Emily with Phantasy Star Online, Stop.
Imagine a future where you can create a whole new identity with a new face and body before stepping into a sunlit paradise. There, you'll be able to meet other people from around the world and will be able to game online with them in perfect harmony, all the while looking absolutely fabulous, naturellement, sweetie. Yep, well, it sounds like the California dream, but it's not. It is, in fact, the new role-playing game for the Dreamcast, Phantasy Star Online. What? Sounds corny, but can Phantasy Star Online really succeed where the UN flounders? Well, it looks like Sega can't fail. Firstly, you can't kill your co-op characters. I've tried. Secondly, this is the first time that gamers from around the globe have been able to play together and really grasp what the other is saying. Most importantly of all, the developers have tried to create a system where you'll be less likely to create multiple characters. Each character uses a whole Dreamcast memory card, making it easily transportable, if a little expensive. There are 9 basic body types to work from when creating your own character, and there's something for everyone, from humanoid jesters to foxy chicks to hard-boiled boys and even androids. Yep, with this lot you'll be able to create a community so diverse you'll even keep the Starship Enterprise happy, and that's pretty much what you get once you go online, from spindly warmongers to Amazonian sex machines. Yep, you can be whoever you want to be. The controls are actually a bit clunky at first. The target lock-on is pretty sensitive, and frustratingly you can't walk backwards, meaning you have to stop shooting and run around your mark before finishing it off. But you'll soon get used to this, and it's exactly why you want to play cooperatively. Once you've got someone watching your back, you're away. This tree-hugging, happy-with-the-world situation changes slightly when you pick up a thieving bastard on one of your quests. Low-level characters are able to join higher-level play. Apart from the slight inconvenience of having to revive them every 5 seconds because their puny power is ineffectual against high-level bosses, you'll discover that most of these are low-life petty pilferers and will pick up all the goodies lying around for the hoarding. And of course, the graphics are amazing, mesmerisingly beautiful. The ground-level forest will keep David Bellamy happy, while the off-planet pioneer shit looks like it's just stepped out of a manga magazine. On board, it reminds me of Jet Set Radio. Phantasy Star Online is a unique role-playing game and will undoubtedly make the world a smaller place when it launches on the 23rd. This is the real thing, and here's Boo for the Dreamcast Online triple-decker.
Busy! There's no doubt about it. Sometimes all you need is a good old-fashioned frag. Feelings of resentment and bitterness that have etched away at your self-esteem are swept away in a beautiful, bloody mass of flapping flesh and hardware. If you haven't already gone online with Dreamcast's Quake III Arena, then get your sorry butt out there and practicing now, because competition in the virtual playground is hotting up fast.
Enter the portal to begin combat.
The first thing to note about Quake 3 is that it does not by any means dumb down for console kids. This is hardcore and frags the pants off the PlayStation ports. Unless, of course, you're used to seeing the game run on a high-end PC, and even if you have, you'll be stunned at the speed of it all. I went online with the game at different times in the afternoon and late at night, and although I lost connection 3 times, I couldn't detect any lag or loss in frame rate. It looks the same as playing offline, but feels so much better. Yeah? Well, you too, pissface! The game really comes to life online and actually opens up gameplay, so you can quite happily sit and play for a couple of hours without being instantly blasted into cyberspatial oblivion. Pod 2 is Dreamcast's first sci-fi race online with Triffid-like tentacled tendencies. There's a virus that infects and mutates not only the plant life on the planet, but also has a taste for machinery. With a distinct nod and a wink to Wipeout, they've thrown in some weapons, a nice addition to the competitive nature of online gaming. However, Pod 2 can be quite a frustrating game. The handling is a little hefty and the tracks are so confusing you have to play offline for quite a while before you can face the music. Pod 2 plays perfectly well online and runs exceptionally fast with loads of competitive wrecking and strategic shortcuts to be had. But the chat rooms didn't have the bickering banter that Quake had, and you certainly can't pause or stop to chat whilst playing. So the online racing experience feels like it's got a lot less personality. Speed Devils does, however, have more point to being online, as you can wage vendettas against each other to win cash or even your opponent's car. Although there are more incentives to play online, you do have to spend a lot of time in the offline practice mode, earning money and upgrading your car. This boils down to playing the arcade session over and over. One of the most entertaining aspects of online play is all the trash talk that occurs between rival players. Oh yes, you can be as snidey or friendly as you like, and for me, this is what makes Quake 3 the perfect online experience, creating a genuine community feel. With my online hymen well and truly fragged, I know I'm hooked. Quaking in your boots yet, sir?
We've had skiing, skating, snowboarding and surfing. Naturally, there's a jet ski sim. Well, Pepsi Maxing aside, Surf Rocket Racer takes the motorbikes of the N64C and splashes them onto the Dreamcast enhanced 128 bits. Hang on to your death wish as you spray your way through Niagara Falls, Rome and, bizarrely, New York. If it looked good on the languishing Nintendo, you can expect some serious water sports here. It's doggy paddling across the shelves right now.
It's the game we've all been waiting for. Hold on to your seats and grab Alex Hurricane Higgins' ass. It's World Championship Snooker, out right now on your PC. Run, don't walk for hours of real players, real venues, real shots, and real beer. Alcohol not included. Snooker celeb Dennis Taylor will rattle on over the action while a faceless referee repositions your balls. Apparently, this is one of the UK's most popular sports. What went wrong?
Fancy making a child cry? Want to make a grown man pray to the porcelain god? How about denying an elderly woman the use of the convenience? Well, you can in the latest installation of the Great Day Out conglomerate Theme Park Inc. If you think it looks curiously similar to Theme Park World, you've not noticed the subtle nuances. This time, you're not just building a Disney from scratch, making sure the irritable punters have enough to eat, drink, ride and hurl, but you'll have to follow along with the boardroom politics. Work your way up the corporate ladder to become Walt himself. Cryogenic freezing optional.
Time for a little ball control with European Super League. Big kickers like Ronaldo, Zidane and Nesta get to show all their best tricks in the comfort of their home stadium. If you don't know your left foot from your right and don't know your offside from your off licence, there's an arcade mode that lets you pass, chip and tackle like a pro. The crowds roar and even chant. The only thing missing are the pies.
Just when you thought you couldn't take any more action, virtual chess. Cool, huh? There are varied viewpoints, 12 players, and even a choice of marble, stone, or emerald boards. Ugh, calm yourselves.
There's been a lot of talk about the negative influence that games have on the younger generation, but we say that these people have not been looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, games can be educational and vocational too.
Check out this letter and see if it pertains to you.
Dear Bits, I am a wannabe amateur glamour photographer. I am very poor and cannot afford to pay models. The girls I approach on the streets are, shall we say, less than enthusiastic. I would ask my sister, but my mum says not until she's 16. Also, my freezer's on the blink, so I can't even make ice cubes in case I get someone to agree to pose for me. Do you know of any virtual practice I can get? From Sad Bastard.
Dear Bastard.
Well, actually, you're in luck. There are 2 games that deal with this very subject. You might remember Panty Raider From Here to Immaturity, which we featured on the show a couple of weeks back.
Yep, that's the one that has the photographer who gets kidnapped by the porn-seeking aliens.
And what could be more entertaining than that?
Well, if you want something a little bit less 2D and more 36 double D, then why not check out the PlayStation 2's own Primal Image? As the camera swoops around and around the bikini-clad models, you've got to click on extra cleavage and up the skirt shots to progress through the game.
If you get particularly good images, you'll be rewarded with skimpier costumes and a variety of props. Sadly, Primal Image isn't going to be released over here, but if you manage to get your hands on a Japanese copy, it's sure to give you that leg up on the glamour model photography market that you're looking for.
As for the freezer, instead of making ice cubes, you could use it as a handy cupboard for your GIMP.
After the break, pain.
Remember, you can check out all these games at our website. Just go to www.forlater.com/bits.
Welcome back to Bits.
Coming up, we'll be looking at some of the best buys in this week's shop shelf.
But first, it's FMV of the week.
Forget the shoot 'em ups, the arcades, the endless driving games, and the management sims for the next couple of minutes, if you will. It's time now to take a look at a real gem that blessed the survival horror genre with originality, genuine fear, and an impenetrable darkness that wreaked havoc with your imagination and left its dark, dank atmosphere firmly placed within your walls, even after you'd stopped playing the game. We are, of course, talking about Silent Hill, one of the most disturbing psychological horrors around, which took logic, time, and space to a spiraling underworld of Kafkaesque nightmares. An intelligent game with alternative endings, Silent Hill left gamers begging for more, as it could be completed in 8 hours or so.
Well, tonight is your lucky night because we've got some particularly grim footage of Silent Hill 2 for the PlayStation 2.
Yes, it's time for you to get your pants very wet.
One thing to remember about Silent Hill is you can never have too much mist.
No, or feces.
Or blood. Indeed. There's not much news in the way of plot, but we do know that Harry Mason and his possessed daughter Cheryl are nowhere to be seen. Instead, we see new guy James being summoned to the hexed and timeless Silent Hill as he receives a mysterious love letter from his dead wife, which doesn't bode well at all.
I'm here for you, James.
He looks like Bryan Adams.
No he doesn't.
Anywho, as you can see, one thing we can expect is pure unadulterated fear, with Jacob's ladder-style demons violently freaking out in an appropriately bloodied bodily fashion. More from the zombified but still sexy nurses and many more identity crises.
Where am I?
Why am I?
In a tale that promises betrayal, bitterness, loneliness and love, you can bet that the mysterious child singing chilling nursery rhymes and that seductive sexy woman with the evil glint in her eye will be there breathing down your neck. We can only hope that with the release of Silent Hill 2 on the PlayStation 2, the decidedly dodgy pixelated graphics and controls of the original will be refined. Though I forgive the game on all said counts because it was so damn clever.
See? I'm real.
Yeah, well, those pixels kept it real for me, man.
Yeah, man, like Super 8.
Unfortunately, Silent Hill 2 will not be shivering spines until this Christmas.
Oh, those crazy Nintendo kids and their wild and wacky fashion taste. Yes, the Japanese are at it again. It would appear that they took the Bits announcement last series that Mario was the height of fashion straight to heart. Or is that to feet?
Well, Nintendo have commissioned top shoe designer Helen Richards to create a range of 6 Game Boy Color shoes.
All incorporating a playable Game Boy Color. Does this mean that Nintendo are doing a PlayStation and entering the style stakes to target the more fashion-conscious gamer?
Not with these shoes. Still, it will make it more interesting for kids who are being told off by their parents. At least they'll have something more stimulating to look at than the normal scuffed toes of their boots.
Yep, but it all smells like a stinky bid for publicity, if you ask me.
Oops. It's official.
Sort of.
Games are good for you.
Well, some of them anyway.
With the launch of Dancing Stage Euromix and its calorie counter comes Happy Diet.
A game with a stepping peripheral to keep you in tip-top shape.
Sadly, this means you're going to have to leave the personalized trench of your sofa in order to do more than just turn the console on.
But at least it's a little bit more house-friendly than the body diet we demoed for you at ECTS 2000. This promises to keep you slim and trim.
You have to create a healthy diet on screen, which hardcore gamers and housewives alike will no doubt recreate in reality.
Any excess calories will be burnt off with the add-on.
If you were really good to Santa at the end of last year, chances are somebody dropped a Dreamcast under the Christmas tree. Here you go, Grandma. There are more of those beige beauties floating around than any other next-generation console in the universe. But what if your Christmas list was misread and you actually wanted a Dreamcatcher? You have absolutely no interest whatsoever in any of these newfangled computer contraptions, and now you're burdened with an extremely expensive doorstop. Well, there's more to this box of nuts and bolts than meets the eye. Grandma, I'm talking to you, Grandma! So you've got this thing called Dream Arena, which is your first port of call to the world. For veterans, if you've left your Dream Arena account to languish and atrophy on the basis that you found it too difficult to navigate, it sucked at sending emails and just looked uncool, then fire up the phone lines once again. The only internet-ready home console is fighting back from the grave with good looks, swish design, and a hot beef injection of sex. Whoa, nice pole dancers. Huh? How's about a movie? Since last summer, the Dreamcast has been getting jiggy with the one and only man in a bed, Richard Branson. Dream Arena, for one, is remaining faithful. By clicking on a simple button, you can connect to an exclusive site which will have loads of useful information about where, who, how, and hopefully with what. But no flicks. So it's a corporate pop pitch then. Here's hoping that his movie channel runs faster than his train service. Can I have some tunes now, please? Now, the Dreamcast has absolutely no memory, so don't be getting delusions of grandeur about buffeting your failing library of Muzak with buttloads of MP3s from the Napster community. You will not be boogieing to the beat of the latest Britney Spears processed American cheese while you frag Pablo, your new Portuguese pal. Instead, you will find out when the Princess of Pap will be coming to your hometown. And if you're lucky, you might just get a date with the online dating service. The Dreamcast stands proud upon its pedestal, gloating at the other internet-capable hopefuls and urinating on them from a great height. Thus far, they only have the PC to contend with. The absent PlayStation 2 is promising something in the future. Whether it's machines on the shelves or worldwide web access is anyone's guess. The GameCube will definitely be online with a broadband adapter for those with attention deficit disorder, but it's not arriving until next year. To log on to Dream Arena for your complete experience, you're gonna need to spend some dough. Right, the console costs 150 quid, and with it, you get the mad online game Choo Choo Rocket. For another 50, you can get the bigger, the badder Quake III Arena. Now, you might want a keyboard and mouse, and they come in at 20 clams a pop. Not bad. So, the grand total of your Dream Arena online gaming shamola is 240 quid. Add to that call charges at BT rates. So you better start dipping into your savings account. Remember, timeout costs under a $5. You decide. But now, you stinking bastards, come and get it if you think you're hard enough, you lily-livered, smegma-smelling geek scum! Ah!
Ooh, that looks painful. But don't do it in reality. Take it out on virtuality. Exercise your masochistic tendencies and brace yourself for our top 5 games of pain.
In at number 5 is the super sleek sniper shooter Silent Scope. Replay the greatest moments in the Jackal's history, or pretend you're a deranged member of the moral majority out to assassinate the president. What your motivation is doesn't matter. The point is to eagle-eye cherry it through someone's napper. Sometimes, however, you can slip. Sour plums, anyone?
They slice, they dice, they julienne. They also flay. By the looks of things, in the extremely controversial Soldier of Fortune, they're using the serrated variety. Who's for awful? I've got a nice Chianti and some fava beans.
Things are getting hot in Kingpin Land tonight. Already known for its OTT dismemberment and hack and slash mentality, as a member of the gangland underground thumping to make some dough, you've got to use whatever comes to hand, even if it is a match on the end of a flamethrower. Feel the burn. Barbecue's on.
It's a dog-eat-dog world in the WWF SmackDown 2 Arena. You're surrounded by beefy men with too much hair and are leaning towards tight undergarments who want to jump on your head. What's a girl to do? Well, take a tip from Trish Stratus. Lay 'em, splay 'em, and then let rip with your high heels. You'll be singing the snowman from now on, matey.
As weapons go, a nice bludgeoning instrument has done us human beings well throughout the centuries. The latest version of the club is the common baseball bat. Jock here seems to have a bone to pick about his exam results. Didn't they teach you not to pick on little girls?
It has come to our attention that we're being watched.
Apparently, every word we say is being broadcast around Britain. Yes, people we don't even know are listening to us. So, we've done a little research and come up with these facts.
It is amazing the amount of shite you collect in the pursuit of a gaming lifestyle.
Now, we don't know who you are, but we sure as hell know where you live.
What you check out, we dig up.
Welcome to this week's edition of Through the Bumhole.
Bring on the bin bags.
Well, it looks like we've got somebody here who doesn't get out very much. We've got, all sorts of, oh look, spot cream. And far too many of these I'm a really sad bastard meals for one boxes.
Meals want fake tan, very pale.
A guide to Klingon translation, yes.
And even empty coffee jar. This person has to be up all night. They probably even set their body clocks to match cheap surf time.
This can only belong to the owner of the largest piece of hardware in the world, the lovable PC gamer.
Wow.
Well, whoever owns this bag certainly has a load of eclectic shite.
Oh my god, whoop whoop! Call the record police! Check it out, Falco, Rock Me Amadeus.
Well, whoever is that lame also happens to be involved in world domination. Look, there's a globe. And kitsch, what is this? Lionel Blair line dancing.
Oh my god. Making it as a TV and radio presenter. How sad.
Yeah, I know, it's really annoying people try too hard.
Well, you know what? I really can't tell whose this is, you know. They've obviously got a lot of imagination. They're kitsch and they are an eclectic one, but...
Ah, the Dreamcast.
Can we allow Lionel back, man? He's such a good dancer.
It must be competition time.
Well, this week you can win this bike, courtesy of Sega Extreme Sports, and all you have to do is listen to the booth.
Okay, a lot of people ask us if we actually write our own games reviews. Well, if we don't write them, then who the frick does? But if you think you can do better, then here's your chance. This week's challenge is for you, our charming viewers at home, to write your very own reviews for us to read out on the show. You can write about any game you like, but the snag is, you've got to do the whole thing in under 12 words. The most ingenious approach, write home in style.
Ooh. Yep, send your answers via our website at www.forlater.com/bits.